two things I strongly dislike, boss. What's that then? The first one's getting shot at, and the next one is being hungry. So far today, I'm both of these things. Fair enough, what are you suggesting then? Well, hear me out now, radical idea. I say we go smash some heads in. Sounds good to me, son, let's go. Greetings, Hive scum. Today we continue the chronicles of the Dark Uprising on Hive Galatus by following 3-5 Echo in a hit-and-run attack against the Brotherhood of the Dying Light. The Brotherhood in this scenario will be the defender, and they will have D3 plus 7 random selection. Patrol 3-5 Echo will be the attackers in this scenario with custom selection D3 plus 7. The Brotherhood will deploy their entire crew within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield. After that time, Patrol 3-5 Echo will deploy their fighters anywhere on the battlefield at least 8 inches from enemy fighters. Gangs will score 1 victory point for each enemy fighter taken out of action and an additional 2 victory points if the enemy's gang leader is taken out of action. Each fighter who takes part in this battle will earn 1 experience point. A fighter who takes an enemy leader out of action earns 1 additional experience point. The victorious gang will gain D3 reputation, and if either gang bottles out, they will lose 1 reputation. The attacker will also receive D6 times 10 credits to the stash for each enemy fighter taken out of action.
So we've rolled up for priority, and let's not waste any time. The enforcers take the initiative with a group activation from Mac, which will see Bosun move, and then he will shoot towards Brother Darius. Hit roll coming out. The shot goes wide and we need an ammo check. Ammo roll has failed, so Bosun will be out of ammunition. Higgs then moves, takes aim with his grenade launcher, and lobs one of those lovely frag grenades in the direction of Ezekiel using that Blast 3 template. And the joys of blast weapons is sometimes your placement will be spot on and you will catch multiple opponents. Here we're covering Zeke, Brother Gus and Brother David. So let's see if we hit. We do. Ammo roll comes out. Ammo roll is failed. Higgs is out of ammunition of that kind for that weapon. And everyone goes down pinned. Wound rolls coming out. First for Gus and David, and then Ezekiel. Saves on Gus, which is failed, and he is taken out of action. Checking out if Ezekiel's armour holds up, which it doesn't. He takes 1 wound. Now, it is worth noting that I did roll for David and nothing came of it. I just, for some reason, didn't get it on camera. Mac will then move and fire his shotgun on the scatter shot template, covering both Brother Darius and Nathaniel. The joys of template weapons. Big proponent of them. Rolling out that ammo check. The ammo's all good. And we score 2 hits on Darius and 2 hits on Nathaniel. Both go down pinned and we roll up to wound. No wounds on Darius. Wound roll for Nathaniel scores 1 wound. Armour save is failed, rolling out that injury dice. It is a serious injury. Brother Silas in retaliation will then aim and shoot towards Mac. He does hit, rolling out to wound. Does wound. Armour save for Mac is failed. Mac will take 1 wound and go down pinned. He's got 1 wound remaining. Pistol Pete, being not too happy with that, will move and he will shoot at Brother Maxim. Partial cover, the hit roll comes out, and that shot goes well wide, needing an ammo roll, which is failed. Pistol Pete goes out of ammo. Brother Maxim is not really too happy about being shot at, so he will take aim and return fire at Pistol Pete. Hits him twice. Rolling out to wound, causing 1 wound. Armour save is failed on a 2. Rolling out that injury dice, let's see what happens. and Pistol Pete goes down with a serious injury. Preacher, seeing his colleague go down, will then move and shoot at Maxim. He'll be using his Enforcer bolt gun. Rolling out to hit. Hits him 3 times. Goes down pinned. Wound roll coming out. Scores 2 wounds. Now Maxim was blessed, so we'll take his blessed save, which he fails both. Rolling out that injury dice. And he is very, very, very seriously injured. This will call on a cool check now for Erebus for seeing one of his brethren go down hard, but he passes. Erebus, being caught out of position, will then move and move again, eyeing up potential targets for the next turn if he manages to stay on his feet and stay alive. Darius will then stand and shoot at Bosun using his reclaimed autogun. He does successfully hit 1 time, rolling out to wound. Unfortunately, no wounds this time. Ezekiel will then stand up from the prone position and move. Brother David will then also stand and move. And Brother Nathaniel will then crawl towards Ezekiel, the Word Keeper, hoping for some assistance at the end of turn 1 in his recovery roll. State of play after turn 1. Lots of shots have been fired, lots of bodies are down. It's not looking too great for either side. Clearly the Enforcers have come here with an agenda, and House Cawdor have been caught flat-footed. Lots of prone and pinned bodies. It'll be interesting to see how the bottle checks for turn 1 go. And we'll move on to those right now. Bottle checks coming out. Cawdor will be in black and they just pass, scoring 8 in total. The Enforcers in red, scoring 2 in total. They stand firm. They want the recovery rolls. Pete scores a flesh wound and rolls over. Brother Nathaniel stays down, seriously injured even with assistance, and Maxim stays down, seriously injured. On to turn 2. Priority roll coming out. The Enforcers will be in red, and once again they take priority. Mac will stand and he will fire with his shotgun again in that scatter shot template. It covers a lot of bodies. We hit Darius, Ezekiel and Nathaniel. This is why I love shotguns. Ammo roll comes out, no surprises out of ammo, and we will then pass that ammo check. We score 3 hits on Darius, 5 hits on Ezekiel and 2 on Nathaniel. So as ever, Mac is surgical with that shotgun. The bodies go down pinned. Wound roll comes out. Darius, by some miracle, is still fine. Ezekiel will take 2 wounds. Rolling up that armor save. Both are failed by quite some way. So he's reduced to 0 wounds, so an injury dice comes out. And he goes to seriously injured. And Nathaniel, 1 wound. Onto the armor save. He does save. We will now require a kill check from Brother David after seeing 3 of his brethren go down from 1 shotgun blast from a very angry Enforcer. We'll roll that out now. Now it's worth noting that Brother David does have a kill of 7+. However, for some reason during game this absolutely escaped me and we've treated him as broken from there on out. House Cawdor's champion, Erebus, sees a clear line of sight towards the Enforcers and he will aim and fire his glorious template crossbow weapon right into the centre, hitting Mac, Higgs and Bosun. Rolling out that hit roll, and that shot misses, needing an ammo check. We'll check the ammo right now. He's also out of ammo, so his 1 giant missile has unfortunately missed and scatters well off this battleground, flying over the head of the Enforcers. Bosun then jumps to his feet and with his stub gun he will shoot towards Erebus because we don't like large missiles, and that shot goes wide. Brother Darius will stand and move to cover, not wanting to face that shotgun blast. and Higgs will move and shoot at the downed Ezekiel with his stub gun. Now, not being at long range, we don't suffer that -1 modifier. Rolls out the hit, which does hit. Rolling out to wound, which fails. Brother Silas will then shoot at Higgs, not wanting to see his Wordkeeper go down, but that shot goes wide. Then Silas, thinking better of his endeavours, will move to cover. Preacher, trying to line up some enforcement opportunities for later on down the game, will move and move again up the stairs. Brother Maxim, fearing the inevitable coup de grace, crawls towards Silas. Pete will stand and he will attempt to reload, which he does. And Ezekiel will crawl up the stairs, keeping his way out of coup de grace range. And Brother Nathaniel will also crawl, trying to seek assistance in the recovery phase. Bottle checks come out, Cawdor rolling a 6, they have bottled, and on the red dice the enforcers pass. So Ezekiel unfortunately goes out of action in the recovery phase. Nathaniel, with the assistance, will take the flesh wound instead of going out of action. And finally, Brother Maxim, with assistance, he will roll over with a flesh wound. Turn 3 priority roll comes out. The enforcers in red will once again maintain their forward presence and attempting to lead by example. Erebus needing a 6+, which unfortunately fails, and he flees the field. Brother David also fails and flees the field, and Brother Darius also fails and flees the field. Nathaniel stays strong, Silas stays strong, and the downed Maxim, he wants to stay on the field too. So the enforcers have priority, and Preacher will aim and shoot at Brother Silas, needing 3s. He hits twice, rolling out to wound. Scores 2 wounds, no armor save, and he is very much out of action. Good job. Maxim will then stand and shoot at Preacher, and he will hit but does need an ammo check, which is passed. Preacher goes down pinned and the wound roll follows. It does cause a wound, and the armor check is passed. Higgs will then shoot at the downed Brother Nathaniel using his stub gun. He does hit. Now he is at toughness 2, rolling out that wound. It definitely wounds. Blessed armor save is failed, rolling out that injury roll. It is a serious injury. He's just having a bad time all round. Brother Nathaniel then crawls a little bit further away, and Mac, not wanting to see a bad man get away, will move and then move again, putting the pressure on Brother Nathaniel. Bosun then moves and shoots his stub gun towards Maxim. He will need 5s due to the amount of cover. Even with the bonuses to being in certain ranges with the stub gun, there is a lot of cover in the way, rolling out, and it does miss. Pistol Pete double moves up the ladder to give Preacher some much needed support in the recovery phase, and that will bring us to the end of round 3. So, in the state of play at the start of round 4, there are not many bodies left functional on the field for the Brotherhood of the Dying Light. The enforcers came here with a mission in mind to hit hard, break through and disappear back into the shadows, but they seem to have stayed for the carnage. So at this point, the Brotherhood of the Dying Light will voluntarily flee the field, which is probably a very wise decision, and the enforcers will claim this territory as part of the campaign. On to the wrap up of a very violent game. Ezekiel will go out cold, no long term effect. Brother Silas will go out cold with no long term effect. However, Brother Gus will sustain a head injury and will go into recovery. Hire and retire phase, the enforcers find themselves fairly credit rich and decide to hire a new subjugator patrolman by the name of Brick. As we can see from his stat line, fairly solid choice, comes very well equipped. That Vigilous Assault Shield does come in handy, not just for mobile cover, but for bashing many people to death in a glorious, glorious fashion. Onto rep and stash. Gang stash for House Cawdor. They will have 105 credits, a gang rating of 1. They have 0 victories, 2 losses, and a 995 gang rating. Patrol 3-5 Echo after their purchase of Brick have 145 credits, a gang rep of 11, 2 victories, 0 losses, and 1165 gang rating.